Hey, you're listening to Don't Lie to Your Life Coach podcast with Kim Arrington. I'm Kim Arrington. I'm a life coach, a weight loss coach, an author, and a badass passionate about helping you connect back to your most authentic self. Join me here each week so I can coach you on how to think all those juicy thoughts that get you feeling your absolute best and taking some big ass action. Coaching has changed my life, and it can change your life too. I'm here to give you real life solutions to create a life you'll love. Because the truth is, boo, you ain't just got problems, you got options. Hey, y'all. Ooh, okay. So I'm going to start today off by saying that the LCD, which is the screen on my laptop, cracked mysteriously last Thursday. And my wonderful husband and I kind of came up with an idea of using a TV as my monitor temporarily. So yeah, this is very interesting. And this is my first time playing around with it. If you're on YouTube, I don't really know what all this is going to look like. But if you are in podcast land on an audio network, then it's just like a regular day. But let me tell you something that's so interesting. I initially freaked out a little bit, but I calmed myself down. I knew that there was going to be some sort of way to fix it and that all was going to be okay. So we're going to make a short podcast. Anyway, I hope y'all are doing well. I am going to be bringing back an old episode, Do Less Sitting on Your Hands, Part 1. This one is going to be Use What You Got, Sitting on Your Hands, Part 2. I'm going to talk a lot about how we don't use the things that we have, the actual physical, tangible things we have. Like, I always remember Peter Walsh being on Oprah and talking about how we wear 20% of our clothes 80% of the time. So that means that 80% of your clothes are in your closet, not being utilized, and shoes and bags and whatever you have. So the physical, tangible things that we don't use, and also some of our less tangible, emotional, and other resources. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to give kind of a laundry list. Now, I told a lie. I did say that for the next podcast, I would talk about the drama triangle. I said I would talk about the drama and empowerment triangle. I am not going to do that because I don't want to talk about it. This came to me. I was having a conversation with one of my friends, and I was like, I recognize how many times we aren't using things. So I'm going to start with tangible, because I think like the actual, I keep wanting to say, am I saying tangible a lot? Yes, I am. Tangible, tangible, the actual physical things. We talked about clothes. Now it'll be stereotypical. I'm a woman, makeup, skincare, that pot you wanted so bad to make your world famous stir fry that you never make, spices. I'm just trying to think of other things, decorations. And then, remember, I'm going to link to this podcast that I did with Becky Blackburn about clutter. What happens when we don't use things is that we acquire more things. So I used to be an earring person. And that was my thing. People always, as a matter of fact, look at these. I put these earrings on purpose. These are the diamond hoop earrings I bought for myself during the pandemic. And don't be that impressed. They were not very, very expensive. If you want these are, I hate calling people their wives, but y'all know LL Cool J. Well, his wife had has a jewelry line, and she had those lollipop necklaces. She still does. Well, these are her earrings, Simone Smith. I will link to her because I love her stuff. So these are the diamond earrings that I got from her. And I don't wear them a lot. And I think the last time I wore these earrings might have been a Christmas party of last year. So I pulled them out. I might have worn them one more time because I want to be using this. I've done a really good job of this, of using what I have. And I wish y'all could see this because right now, all I'm seeing is forehead. I do have a beautiful Arrington forehead. This is a very Arrington forehead I have. Anyway, using what you have. Like, I want you all over the next week to do a little inventory. I want you to use your eyes, your senses, right? I want you to think about like books that you haven't read. I want you to look at clothing that you haven't used. I want you to open up that junk drawer and see what's in there. I want you to recognize how much you already have, how much you already have. And I want you to be a little reluctant to keep going out and buying more for a time. I know we're approaching the holidays, but like, I want you to notice all the things you have. You know, one of the things last week, I was washing clothes and I was thinking to myself, what would my great, great, great grandmother and grandfather would have been enslaved Africans. Okay. And my thought was, what do they think about me, who has all these clothes? I'm going to give you a stat about how many clothes we have now compared to what the stat was in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s, even though Black people would not, probably most Black people wouldn't be included in that number. A lot of these kind of things are for white people. Okay, so it says in the 1930s that women owned about 60 items of clothing, and they bought 5 new items annually. I know this was not all people. I know this is not people who didn't have the money to do it. I know this was not a lot of probably African Americans back there, but I want to tell you what the clothing stat is of people in 2023, and they probably have it 2022. It says that on average, people have, this is not women, that people have 148 pieces of clothing. I was like, what would they think with me having a wash machine and a dryer? Like, there's no cauldron to boil my clothes clean. I have multiple clothes, and I put it all into this machine and push a button, and don't have like, you know, they used to have soap powders. I have detergent. I actually use fragrance-free detergent on my clothes because I have sensitive skin. What would they think? Because there's this whole legacy of Black women, washerwomen, who lost their lives sometimes by slipping and falling into the wash they did for others, themselves, or their dresses caught fire because there wasn't electricity and they had to have a fire under that, and they had long hems on their skirts. Like, what does that mean? So I tell that story to say that over the last, I would say 10 months, you all know I have been on this shopping ban because my shopping was not representative of the change that I was bringing in my life. And I have some podcasts that I will put down in the show notes about money. So I've been very observational about my spending, which means I was telling people, I'm not going to go to dinner with you, but if you'd like to go on a walk, or you can come by my house and I'll make tea, or we can go to the art gallery, which is free. I was really looking at my money. Not as many lunch dates. Let's do something else. Let's find something free. And then I was looking at my consuming habits, like spending. So I would say in the last 10 months that I have bought, Old Navy had a sale. I bought like 6 dresses for $43. That is the only clothes I've bought. I have bought no earrings in the last year. I have eaten out significantly less. And there was one more category, no shoes. Only shoe purchase I made was a pair of Brooks for my running and athletic needs. I need a pair of hiking shoes. I have not gotten those. No shoes in over a year. Cut off my audiobooks. Now I do have a subscription to Everand or Scribd, what it used to be Scribd. That's like a monthly subscription, but I started using Hoopla and Libby at the library. I got very intentional about reducing my spending. Now there is a part two to that, right? Now that I've reduced my spending, I thought about what I wanted to purchase. One of the things I want to purchase in 2024 is a car. So I have a mission to, reduce spending on these little items, and also like packing a lunch for Victor, eating at the house, freezing. Today, my whole meal is frozen. I froze things from Thanksgiving. So, and I froze cabbage last time I cooked, and I ate frozen sauerkraut that I put on top of my hot dog that I ate for lunch. So, using what you have, the freezer is a big one. We bought a deep, it's not huge, it's like a smaller deep chest freezer in the pandemic, not to hoard food, but to like have a place to freeze things, because our freezer indoors is kind of small. And so on our refrigerator, using what you have, tangibly. Do you use that beautiful deck you have? Do you use those rocking chairs? I remember buying Adirondack chairs for my last house. I just had to have them, and I never sat in them. Do you use your PTO? Do you use your vacation time? Do you use your sick time when you're sick, or do you go to work sick? What are those things? I want you to stop for a second, and I want you to think about something you've been wanting to use that you haven't used. That special occasion perfume, that dress you're holding, your coats. That's the other thing I thought about the other day. What would my ancestors say about all my stinking coats? I have so many coats that there are years that I don't even wear them all. So now I'm going to be intentional about wearing those coats. Last year, I bought a puffer coat at the end of the year, which I actually needed because the zipper broke on my puffer coat that was 2 years old. And then I bought another more dressy burgundy coat. Both of them are burgundy. I went to NCCU and crimson is our color. So I bought those in that way. What are you not using? Why do you got to buy some more? I want you to ask yourself, can you sit in the discomfort of having and not buying? Having and not buying. Can you sit in that discomfort? Are you able to sit in the discomfort of not incessantly spending? And this is not a money episode, by the way. What do you want to do with the resources that you have? How do you want to use those? Like today, I paid my bills joyfully. I joyfully paid my bills. How many of y'all joyfully paying your bills? Are you grumbling? I joyfully paid the cable, internet bill. I joyfully paid another bill that I have. I joyfully paid, there was another bill I paid. Oh, my gym draft is coming out. And today I went and I enjoyed it. How many of y'all got gym memberships that you're not using? That's why I don't have a cheap gym membership. Burn is like perfectly priced. It is, more affordable than when I had a personal trainer. But because it's over $100, my ass is going there, okay? What are you not using? Now let's switch to a category of people. We're not going to say using, but like, what friends are you not seeing? There is a public health crisis of loneliness in this country. what has been reported is that loneliness is the equivalent of smoking 15 cigarettes per day. We are isolating ourselves. Some of this came out from the pandemic. Some of this is just, how some people are. So how can we be getting together more? Who are the friends you're not calling? Like, some of your Facebook friends who are safe, like, are you reaching out and saying, hey, would you like to go on a walk? Would you like to go to coffee? Is there another event you'd like to go to? There's meetup. There are all these things, right? Or family. We hosted Thanksgiving. I hadn't seen my family, some of them, in years, and I had family who came. And I mean, so who are you not seeing? Who could you be seeing? Now let's move to more intangible things. And again, y'all, this is a little bit of a departure episode for me because I'm questioning you, but I'm also giving you all these kind of places to think about, right? Like, how are you using what you already have? Your sexual energy. I will link to my C- sex for the win. How are you allowing your sexual energy to play out? How are you allowing pleasure to play out? That does not have to be just sexual energy. How are you allowing pleasure that isn't just spending and eating? And this is probably a good plug for our sponsor, Half-Life Weight Loss. That is the weight loss program that I've created for women over 40. Let's hear more about that. Hey, I'm Coach Kim, and I'm your last weight loss coach. But I've cracked the code. 65 pounds of weight loss later, and I can teach you how to keep weight off, because I'm going to teach you all about the thing you really want, which is lasting weight loss. All about my weight loss program. It's called Half-Life Weight Loss. Learn how to stop overeating, lose weight, and gain yourself back for successful women over 40. And you better know successful is an acronym that we'll talk about all in my course. But here's the deal. With Half-Life Weight Loss, you're going to get 15 plus hours of instructional videos that you can listen to any time of the day or night. They're yours to listen to as you want. You're going to get a workbook that's going to help you answer all those questions to get you to lasting weight loss. Email support. Okay, I'm going to check in on you via email every now and then. An audio version of the course. So think about it. You're going to already get a video version, right, that you're going to be able to watch, but you're going to get an audio version to take with you on a walk or in the car or when you're doing the dishes. I'm also going to include a downloadable 75 things to do other than overeat, because with Half-Life Weight Loss, I have really 3 goals for you. Learn how to not overeat, which results in lasting weight loss if you continue. Learn all the other things you'd rather do than overeating, and learn how to remember who you truly are. All right, no one does it better than me. So I want to see you here to get it done. You to press go. I want you to do this for yourself. This is the best time to lose weight. You are the best version of you to lose weight, and I'm going to help you every step of the way. It's time to upgrade your solution, and I got you. Half-Life Weight Loss is going to help you gain your whole self back. I got you. All right. Can't wait to see you on the inside. Okay, we're back. If you want to know more about Half-Life Weight Loss, you're going to go to www.kimarrington.com/free weight class. There's a link in the YouTube video, and there's also a link in any audio podcast you listen to. How are you having fun? What are you doing to have fun? What's the fun you used to love having? You all, if you've been on this journey with me for this year and some change that I've been doing this, you'll know that I took a Samba class. That was not fun. It was very hard because I missed too many classes. I overestimated my dancing skills. I missed too many classes. Tennis, I've been loving. Running, going to museums, being in nature. So these are all these things that I do to have fun. Getting with friends, talking on the phone, all this. But here's another category. That's not just fun. So what fun could you be having that you're not allowing yourself to do? Like you're not using your fun capabilities. Here's another one that has been really important when I talk to my clients is their intellectual capabilities. Okay, that sounds very intellectual. How are you allowing your brain to expand, to be intellectually stimulated? This is a huge one for me. Conversation. Now, here's what some of y'all do. Some of you all are partnered with people who are opposite from you, which is actually brilliant. And if you are nerdy, they might be less nerdy. And then you want to be able to have really stimulating conversations with them. And that's not quite their bag. I am going to link to a book that I have that's called 3,000 Questions. And it has all these questions you could ask anybody. But being intentional about getting together for coffee or tea or outings with people who are more intellectually someone that you enjoy talking to. So for me, conversation is everything. Conversation is everything. And I create opportunities to talk to different people and have stimulating conversations. Now, I don't want to do that all the time, but I do create opportunities to have that. I create opportunities to go hear speeches at one of the many universities we have around here. I create opportunities to watch documentaries and to read books on a lot of subjects, or to YouTube. I will go down a YouTube rabbit hole. So how are you accessing your intellectual needs? That's what I wanted to say, your intellectual needs. What are you doing for that? Here's the other one. How are you seeing what is right in your life? I just went and had coffee with a friend. She's a younger woman, and she was talking to me about what was going on with her life. And I was like, reminding her, where can you see what's going right, what's going well, what you feel good about? I always talk to my clients about not getting on the snowball. And ironically, I used to date a psychologist or a therapist. I used to date a therapist, and he got me into thinking this. When something's going wrong, don't be on a snowball and allow yourself to collect all the things that are going wrong. Try to keep them separate so you can deal with them one by one. Brilliant advice. I live by it. I tell my clients this all the time. Well, we can always find what's going wrong. The LCD is cracked on my damn computer, and it is making this whole experience different. But I am so grateful I have this monitor, which is actually my kids' old TV. I'm so grateful that we had the hookups to make it work. I'm so grateful. Is it different? Yes. I'm so grateful that this is an easy fix. Like, I make an appointment at the Genius Bar. I go to my friend's house close to the mall, or I go have a drink, and it's fixed. Like, and we have Apple Care. Like, I'm seeing all the things that are working, all the things that are right. What about you? Like, where in your life, I know we all have things that we would like to be different, but where in your life are things going well? And how often do you spend time looking at those things? How often do you allow yourself to notice what's right in your life? How often are you using, everything that's happened in your life as a way of looking at the optimism? Like, this is going well. So one of the things that I do is I journal. And I always end a journal on an affirmative statement. So that means that even if something is going wrong, I end it on, and I know I'll figure this out. And I know this will work out. And I know I'm not alone in this. And I know, you guys, I'm catching my eyes right now, and they're looking beautiful. Here's another category. How are you noticing what is amazing about you, girl? Like, listen, y'all, these eyes is about to, let me just look at them for a minute. Woo! These eyes are taking me out in the best possible way. What is amazing about you? If you have a great sense of humor, are you exercising your sense of humor? Do you all know I have gone down this David Sedaris, like, I gotta write him a letter because he's a Raleigh native. I live in Durham, grew up in Durham. He grew up in Raleigh down the street. I'm gonna write him a letter. He answers all of his mail. I've made it my mission to listen to every single one of his books. I had an ex-boyfriend who turned me on to him. And let me tell you something. I have decided to write a book of humorous essays myself. No, I ain't no David Sedaris. My name is Kim Arrington. While I am excited about writing books about self-development and emotional freedom, all that, I want to write some books that make y'all laugh. I do not want to be a comedian. But life is funny. Life is fucking funny, and I want to write about that. So that's one of the ways that I'm going to be using my own gifts. Like, I'm talented. I'm a talented writer. I'm a performer. Even when I do a book reading, I'm going to perform, right? When I'm on this podcast, I'm going to perform. What are things about you, things that people have noticed you're good at, things you know you're good at? What things are you not using? What new experience do you want to be having? How do you want to continue to enjoy this thing we call life? So that's what I want y'all to think about this week is, what are some things, what are 3 things that I could be using more? They could be the tangible things like clothes, shoes, and, kitchen supplies and skincare and art supplies. That's a whole category, y'all. Art supplies. What art supplies are you not using? What scrapbook supplies? All those things. What hobby things, puzzles you have that you're not using, where your instruments collecting dust. So those things, what are 3 things you want to use? I often do this inventory with my clients. And then also, what 3 non-tangible things? I want to be seeing my friends more. I want to be, going out to lectures on, the environment. I want to be watching more documentaries. I want to be noticing these things about myself. I want to be having more pleasure. So 3 physical, tangible things and 3 less tangible things that you could be using. And then I want y'all to put this on your phone or somewhere. So when you feel bored or disillusioned or unhappy, you pull up that list and you're like, oh, let me choose one of these. Let me choose one of these. Okay. And you all know I always end each podcast now with an affirmation. And the affirmation I want to use this time is, my life is full of things that I enjoy. My life is full of things that I enjoy. My life is full of things that I enjoy. My life is full of things, you all can take it and riff on it. My life is full of things I enjoy doing. That my life is full of things that are, I am enjoyable to others. I want you to think about affirming this week how your life is already so full of things that are amazing and wonderful and things that you enjoy, and then watch that be brought in for you to notice. Okay. So we are sitting on our hands. We are sitting on our hands by thinking of ways that we can use what we already have. We are sitting on our hands by thinking of things that we don't have to go out and get it. It's already here. It's already waiting for us to explore. I do want to tell y'all this. Remember, I said I'm only taking 7 clients in the new year. Make that down now to 4 clients. I've already gotten some new clients. So if you are interested in working one-on-one with me, remember, I can help you in a variety of ways. With life coaching, go to kimarrington.com and then join the wait list. Tell me what's going on. Tell me what you want to work on. A coach, I just had a session 2 weeks ago where my client was crying and saying, what we've done in coaching has been way more dramatic than what I have been able to do in therapy. However, I think it's perfect to have a life coach, a life coach therapist sandwich. That's beautiful. So I want you all If you're interested, go ahead and hop on that. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good one. Have a good one. Use what you have. Use what you have. Use what you have. I will see you here next week. Have a good one.
Are you feeling what you just heard? Good, good. Repeat after me. You don't have to figure it out on your own again anymore. I'm here to help. Head over to kimarrington.com and download my free video series dedicated to getting you feeling your best right now. Look around, there's some good stuff waiting on you. Got questions? Well, we're always talking on the socials, so find me on YouTube, Insta, and the book. Don't be shy, y'all. Go listen to another episode or join me here the same time next week. Finally, don't keep good shit to yourself. Share this with a homie that could use some help too. Remember, we're not lying to ourselves anymore. We're not lying to our doctors. And you damn sure don't lie to your life coach.